Welcome back, and we're going to continue this theme of sports, in particular the National Hockey League right now. I'm going to change it up to Ilya Kovalchuk. There are rumblings now that with the ruble, it's the value dropping. He wants to make some more money, come back to the National Hockey League. Well, his contract was till 2018-19. By then, he'd been 38 years old, and he would have been able to sign with whatever team. If he does come back early, all 30 teams must agree that Ilya Kovalchuk could come back to the league. Do you think that will happen if he decided to?
I don't know if it will, but I hope it does.
How come?
Kovalchuk, when I watched him, I feel he was one of the best elite goal scorers in the NHL. He was the one that, even on a team where he didn't have much offense or much help with the Atlanta Thrashers, he put up points every single season. And I feel the reason he left is when the lockout happened, he went back home, and hey, you know what, it was a high-end glory. He was playing at home in front of his family, everything, and he came back to the Devils the year after the lockout and was like, you know what, I think I'm going to play this year, and I think I'm going to go back. And now that, like you said, the ruble went down, he's not making as much money, which kind of makes him look greedy and not coming back for the right reason. But still, I feel like he's such an exciting hockey player, and I still think he could still put up big points in the NHL, and I think the entertainment value, why not have that guy back in the NHL?
But not all. It's not like 2/3 of the GMs have to agree. All 30 GMs have to say, you know what, let's bring him back to the Hockey League. Do you think that's going to happen?
No, I don't think it's going to happen.
What's the reason? What's the basis for that?
Well, for one, I'd say probably all the teams in his conference won't want him back there. Like if I'm the general manager of the Pittsburgh Penguins, do I want Kovalchuk back in New Jersey?
Well, would he go back to New Jersey? That's the thing.
Well, he would have to start there. His contract's with them, right?
He still owed them the years. I don't know if he paid back the money and then just
I'm sure
kind of reneged the
Well, I think
contract.
it would be New Jersey would get first crack at him, and he'd be theirs to trade or sign or whatever. I'm guessing. I just can't. I don't know. I think there was a lot of bitterness amongst the NHL GMs when these guys started going back to Russia too. And I think there's a lot of them that are still holding a little bit of grudge over that. So I just think it'd be very unlikely to see 30 GMs agree to have him back.
Now, we understand that the GM's aspect of things. Rod, what would you say personally? Would you want Ilya Kovalchuk back in the NHL?
Yeah, I mean, like Brad said, for the fact that he is a really exciting player, and I mean, it is an entertainment industry, he'd probably be good to have him back in the NHL, but I just have the fear that he'd play another 1 year and then be gone again. So personally, I think he's had his chances. I wouldn't let him back in.
Almost like Alexander Radulov.
Right.
He's had a few chances and kind of burnt bridges.
I think you're going to see more of these guys trying to come back too, so it'll be interesting what happens in the future.
All right, guys. Well, how about this? We'll move on to the NCAA. Of course, this is a time where everybody's got the perfect bracket, the $1 million bracket, and then by the end of the first day, you tear it up because you lost. Well, that happened, especially particularly the East region, where you saw several upsets of 4 teams beating some threes, UAB being one of them. You look at Georgia State beating Baylor. What is going on with basketball now and college basketball? And will we see this trend continue in the Sweet 16, which starts Thursday?
The thing is, this tournament is you have 64 teams that start, and it's a one-game elimination. So what you need your guys to perform that one day at their best or even way over their heads. So then you have, say, for example, say Villanova, they got upset. Didn't have their best day, they lost. So a one-game elimination, it makes it exciting, and things can happen out there. They're playing the game for a reason because, I mean, if it was a foregone conclusion who's going to win, then they wouldn't play it, right? So you're going to see some more upsets, too. In particular, I think Michigan State has the ability to make some more noise there, and Wisconsin, I don't know if that would be an upset, but they're looking pretty good, too. But, of course, Kentucky is the team to beat.
Well, when you talk about Kentucky, are they going to have any chance of being upset or not make it to the Final Four?
It'd definitely be tough for them to get upset because, you know, they've been the best team in the NCAA all year, arguably. And the thing about the NCAA in this tournament is, like you said, it's a one-game knockout. It's so exciting because next thing you know, 1-2 mistakes, your game's over, you're finished, season done, right? So that's the one thing about the NCAA, and it's exciting to watch because there's all these upsets. And 16 teams left. I'm sure there's still going to be a couple upsets left to go.
Okay, guys. Well, how about this? The NFL has now changed the rules slightly, tweaking it when determining if a football play, much like a Des Bryant play we saw in the divisional playoffs, would be a catch or no catch. Well, the NFL has officially said, look, this is not a catch. I disagree. I think he made a football move. But what do you think of the new overhaul to the catch rule, saying that you had to be a little more specific? You actually have to have both feet, making several steps with the football, and make sure that you have full possession of the football.
Personally, I still don't think they've made it clear enough. I mean, you're going to still see these instances happening. I mean, Des Bryant, him diving into the end zone, is that not a football move? I mean, he went forward and scored a touchdown, yet they took the catch away from him. So, which didn't hurt my feelings, so I'm not a Cowboys fan anyway. But I think you're still going to have a lot of gray area in this, and you'll see next year when they get started again, you're going to have more. It's up to the discretion of the referee what he considers a football move. And they didn't even use the term football move this time. It was take a couple steps or something they talked about. So I think you're still going to see controversy over it, because once that ref goes underneath the hood to look in the camera, he's still going to have his thoughts of what happened, and he's just going to say it's not conclusive. So.
Well, he has to be. The definition was, and the reason why the NFL said Bryant's catch specifically wasn't a catch was because he was going to the ground, he was falling to the ground. To make it a catch, he clearly didn't establish himself making a running play. I don't know what 2 or 3 steps is considered not making a play, but I guess in the NFL's eyes are there. Do you think this rule is actually going to lessen the controversy in the future for this, or is it going to be much like Rod said, it's just going to create a big cluster, you know what?
Yeah, it's just going to continue to be, because they got to make sure that they have it like set out in stone. Like if you make 2 or 3 steps, what if a guy's at the edge of the sideline, reaches out and has his 2 feet in, he's not taking steps, is that not a catch?
Yeah, exactly.
So there's just so many little gray areas in there that it's just going to make this even a big, you know what you said, right? So it's going to be a huge humble jumble.
Yeah. All right, guys. It's definitely going to be interesting. The topics have been interesting. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we return, we have Over Under coming up next.